A little bit of hope now. Tuesday, August 24th, and I'm absolutely elated because today's guest, believe me, just blows us out of the water. It really, really does. Let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm absolutely elated. Got to welcome everybody along that's joining us on Facebook Live right now. Looking forward to all your questions, everything like this, because today I am absolutely bringing you gold. And believe me, I wouldn't put you wrong. I really, really wouldn't. I've been an engineer for over 40, well, almost 40 years anyway. And every now and again I find somebody that absolutely fascinates me. Introduced to us from Steve Baker's shops, yes, Visual Image Marketing coming out of Nashville. We are very, very lucky, and I'm very humbled to meet Alex Freeman. Now, I know that you guys absolutely love Alex Freeman because you request her so much. At 1,211 requests for rumours, here she is on Galaxy.
It's only that you ain't a liar. Oh, baby, let your pins on fire. Tell you feel it.
So how are you feeling, Alex? You okay?
I'm good. I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
It's a slow connection.
It's kind of a slow connection. Are you getting us in sort of bits and pieces?
I got the entire thing. Everything you said, I heard.
Oh, very, very cool. Through this, I'm going to ask you some fan questions because, believe me, the fans always want to know bits and pieces about the interviewees, if you know what I mean. These could come from anywhere. I got one lady this morning who was asking a question of me. I says, believe me, I will ask it when I get to meet Alex, and she comes from Palermo, Italy. Her name was Domino, by the way. Thank you for your question, Domino. And I will ask her that question. I really will, very, very shortly. But
Grant, do you think we should call her back? We don't have to disconnect from Facebook.
Yeah, should we call you back? We're getting a sort of a stop-start vision here of you.
Sure. Yeah, let's try that.
Be very quick.
Yeah, because the song hasn't finished on air yet. So sorry about this, Facebookers. We're going to try and see if we can get a better connection.
Hey, how's that? That's much better.
Is that better?
Yes.
Much better,
much better.
yes.
Steve Baker, would you believe, is online this morning, so we've got to welcome him in. And Steve, I still think you owe me a bowl of hoo-hoo grubs. I really do. Right now, Alex doesn't know what this is. She doesn't, but she will find out. She will find out what a hoo-hoo grub is. And believe me, Alex, this is fascinating. It really, really is. But I really must say thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Galaxy family. It's going to be an absolute pleasure to watch you through your career.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Like, I know I've already said it a billion times, but I just can't even express how excited I am right now.
Believe me, I'm right there with you. Let's go live.
Did you hear what wrong about me? Did you hear what wrong about me? Did you hear what wrong about me?
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and believe me, today, super elated, I really, really am now. I have done so many of these interviews over the years, and from time to time, you find something that is just absolutely kicking it out of the park. And I've got to say thank you to Steve Baker from Visual Image Marketing for introducing Alex Freeman to us here at Galaxy. She's coming out of Florida, and believe me, the last time I think I was in Orlando, I think Disneyland is close to there, is that right?
Yes, Disneyland is about 45 minutes from where I live.
Yeah, I stayed at a hotel just across the road from there. I was touring with an Australian band at the time, I've got to be honest with you. We were doing a show in Orlando, and believe me, fantastic place. Love it, love it, love it. I really do. Welcome to Galaxy, Alex.
Thank you.
And believe me, as I said to you at the start of this, when we first met, we played your music, didn't say a thing to anybody, and it absolutely just crashed our internet. It really, really did. And I'm talking about the 2 tracks that we played straight away, pretty much. 1, Paper Mask, 2, Feeling Away, and we are going to come to those as we go through this interview. But in the meantime, Kim Freeman, nice to have you on board, Kim. Nice meeting you just moments ago, and loving the hair. I got to admit, I love the hair. Really do. Now, we started the show with Rumours. Now, Alex, tell me all about Rumours. How did you come to the lyrics of this?
Okay, so Rumors I wrote in November of, I want to say 2019. It was quite a few years ago. At the time, I was 12, and I was in middle school, and I was like, had all kinds of friends that were saying all kinds of rumors that were so not true, and I thought they were my friends, and there were so many issues going on in middle school, because middle school is like the most drama-packed place on the planet. So I was sitting down with my vocal coach and co-writer on the song, and I was telling her what was going on, and she was like, well, we need to write on this. And I was like, I 100% agree with that, so let's do it. And we sit down, and we're going through chords, and we're listening to whatever we feel like would be the right vibe for the song. And we wanted this darker kind of like melancholy sound to the track, and we wanted it to have like an eeriness to it. So we find the chords that we liked, we laid down some melodies over voice notes, and we were like, okay, so we want to touch on the fact of the rumors and making it like talking about the situation that happened and pulling it all together to make it a song that you're not 100% sure what the rumor was, but it kind of gives you insight on what was going on. So we took that and threw it into a song and recorded it, and that was pretty much how Rumors was created.
Well, I got to be honest with you, it is absolutely getting momentum here at Galaxy. Now, Jenny Walensky is joining us. Nice to have you with us, Jenny. And also Angela Cartino Fleet is joining us now. She says hi, Alex. Nice to have you on board. Now, just before we started this, I did say that a young lady coming out of Palermo, Italy, asked me to ask you a question, and that basically is, what's the secret to your success, Alex? How long have you been singing? How did you get to this level?
Okay, so I have been performing and singing and writing since I was 5 years old. I do vocal work each and every single day. I feel like practice is the absolute most important part of being an artist. So every day I practice piano, guitar, vocals, and songwriting and production. So anything that I can do to better myself as an artist, I do every day. And that's the way I get to improving and growing my skills as an artist.
You know, that's very adult of you. I mean, let me put you in the picture here. Alex is 14 years of age. Now, she's also used to public speaking. She really, really is, and I'm going to touch on that very, very shortly. But, Alex, I have a fan question for you. As a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Alex, do you respond?
I try my best to respond on everything. There's a lot of stuff that I get sometimes that I'm like, I love responding to everything and interacting with everybody. But there's sometimes, like, I'm barely active on Facebook, and I'm not really active on Twitter. My posts from Instagram go over to Twitter, but I don't really use it. So my Instagram is Alex Freeman Rocks, and so is all of my other social media platforms. You can also find everything from my website, alexfreemanrocks.com, and I try my best to respond to everything, so just shoot me a DM, and I will most definitely see it and try to respond the best I can.
Very cool. Now, at the same time, do you have a website? Can we download music from your website? More importantly, have you got a merch store? Can we buy merch?
Yes. So right now I have my Paper Mask merch that I have hoodies and T-shirts, but Oh Baby's merch is going to be out of this world. I'm so excited. We're starting to design it soon, and it's going to be great. But it is available on my website, alexfreemanrocks.com. You can download music, and you can see some upcoming projects on there too.
You know, for your age, I think you are the most focused person that I know. Tell me about focused.
Okay, focused. I wrote the song when I was 10 years old, and I recorded it when I was 11. And the song was really about how, like, overall, like, I am a very goal-oriented person. I think being focused on your goals and working towards them is so incredibly, incredibly important. So what I wanted to write a song about it and talk about it. So it wasn't me just screaming at people to be focused. It's me being able to have it in a song. And I felt like that was a really easy way to tell people about being goal-oriented. So that's how Focus came about.
Absolutely love it. You're right here at Galaxy. Joined live, coming out of Florida. Alex Freeman's with us, and here is Focused. How you feeling, ladies? You okay?
I'm great.
How's Mum going?
She's doing good. She is got the Facebook pulled up in the room right around the corner, so she's listening. I don't know if she's
watching.
She should be right there. She was there a second ago.
She's watching. Kim Freeman, nice to have you on board.
Hi,
Same
Kim.
with Tina.
Hi, everyone.
Coming in.
Yeah, and
Tina, we love you, Tina. We really, really do. Say hi to Angel for us, won't you? Tina Lou says, hi, Alex. Nice to have all of these people. They're all coming in online now and wanting to be a part of the Alex Freeman movement. Now, believe me, when you said that you respond, you're going to get about 5,000 Facebook fans, you know what I mean? You're not going to have much of the day to do anything else.
That's fine. I love being on social media. It's so fun interacting with everybody.
Very, very cool. I really want to talk to you about your partnership with the Association of Suicide Prevention. This really interests me. It really, really does.
Hi, Dad.
Humanitarian, for sure. Absolutely. Wise beyond your years right now, young lady.
Hi,
You know, I'm very, very fascinated. Jeremy, nice to have you on board. Jeremy Freeman, is this Dad?
Yes.
Ah, well, you know what? He's watching. I better be on my best behaviour, right?
Hey.
Need to make a good impression for Dad. Oh, thank you. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Nice to have the staff make you a coffee from time to time, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I have water in a fancy little mug.
You're hitting the hard stuff, right? Water. Next one up is somebody.
Okay.
But in the meantime, and I hope maybe Jeremy and Mum as well, I'm going to be respectful here, might consider this as well. Because we here in New Zealand right now are in lockdown. We were put in lockdown a few days ago because we have a couple of cases of the Delta virus in our community. For months and months, in fact, for a year and a half, nothing. And then we opened up our friendly bubble with our neighbours across the ditch, the Australians, and what happens? But we see an end, you know, this is not going to go on forever, so maybe, just maybe in the next wee while, we might see a chance of being able to open up our borders to people. Would you consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
I would love to.
Okay.
I definitely, totally would.
Let me talk about that.
Okay.
I can't stop, won't stop, don't you do it either. I can't stop, won't stop, don't you do it either. I can't stop, won't stop, don't you do it. Don't stop, come on, don't stop. I can't stop, won't stop, don't you do it either. I can't stop, won't stop, don't you do it either. I can't stop, won't stop, don't you do it.
Galaxy.
Galaxy,
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Well, you know something, Jeremy? I hear you. You need a vacation. Yeah, believe me, I can understand that one fully. I really, really can. Now, Alex is very proficient in talking in front of crowds and everything like that. In fact, she does school tours, all sorts of things. And she's a motivational speaker, literally influencing tweens everywhere. Well, Alex, what's a tween?
A tween is kind of like it's like in between kids and teenagers. So it's like the mix of in between.
Okay, well, maybe I missed that period in my life. You never know. I had never heard it before, but thank you for informing me of this. Now, I want to talk to you about the Association for Suicide Prevention as a teen force for the nation. Now, tell me about this. You're a humanitarian. Let's get in depth. A, what got you involved in this? B, tell me how you go around and tell people about this.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I lost a couple of people in my life to suicide, and I realized that like there's so many people who go through the same thing, and when one person loses someone, there's so many people around them that lost someone too. And for me, the person that I lost was one of my closest friends and mentors, and it was shattering. And the thing is, you're left with so many more questions than you are answers, and most of the time you don't even know that there's an issue before it happens. So I did some research on the statistics of how many people lose their lives to suicide every month, every year, and I found the Association for Suicide Prevention, and I reached out to them through my, at the time, consultant, and we set up some conversations and got some performances right before COVID hit, so I was able to work with them. And now, as soon as I can possibly perform again, I am going to continue working with them and performing to share the message that there's so many people who are willing to help in suicide prevention.
You know, I would love to be able to get involved with this with you as well, maybe here in New Zealand, if you know what I mean, because believe me, it is an issue and we need to address this issue. We really, really do. Have lost friends the same way over the years as well. So believe me, I'm right there with you. And that gives me a whole new respect for Alex Freeman. It really, really does. As I said, you're wise beyond your years, I feel anyway. And I think it's a product of good parenting as well, to be very honest with you. And Mum's laughing in the background. Now, you're used to performing in front of large audiences. I see here 20,000 in attendance, believe me. I'm kind of used to doing that myself. In fact, have worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, around the world, in some of the biggest stadiums, including Wembley, of all places. Packed stadium there as well. But having said that, just before you go on stage, let's set the scene here, Alex. The crowd's there, it's electric, right? The band's on stage, the starting music, your intro music's there, the lighting, the smoke, the whole deal. Just before you step on stage, do you get the butterflies?
I don't. I'm that person that believes that feeling is just utter excitement. It's that feeling of adrenaline, and I'm that person that I love to practice for all of my performances. So I want to make sure that each and every single little element is perfect. For me, I feel it's excitement, so that I can feel like I'm so excited and I can't believe that I'm going to be able to perform in front of this crowd, and I'm going to do the absolute best I can. So for me, I don't feel it's butterflies. I feel it's like ecstaticness, just like screaming out of me.
I love that. I really, really do. But having said that, at the same time, do you feed off the crowd as much as the crowd feeds off you?
I feel that it's a complete energy exchange. So they feed energy, I feed energy, and by the end of this show, we should all be so high energy, and everything should be I don't even know the word to describe it. It should be electric. Everything should just be this epic vibe going on that builds off of each other.
I understand that. I really, really do. And believe me, as an engineer, and my moment literally is that first hit of the music when you turn it all up and the crowd goes through the roof. That is it for me right there. And I carry that through the whole night. Believe me, you can't beat that feeling. Yeah, absolutely. You can't replicate that going to your lounge and having a mosh pit with your computer. You know what I mean? You need to do this live. You really, really do. And Alex, I said to you just moments ago, would you consider coming for a tour here down to the Antipodes, here to Aotearoa, New Zealand? We would be absolutely ecstatic to have you perform in front of live audiences. Would you consider this?
1,000%. I would adore to be able to perform in New Zealand.
Well, I got to let you know, and also Jeremy and the rest of the family watching, we're a little crazy here in New Zealand, okay? we are. We're a little crazy.
Me too.
Are you up for a few challenges?
Yes. Most definitely.
Do you remember the Hoo Hoo Grub?
I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Steve Baker owes me a bowl of them by now, I got to be honest with you. Hint, yeah, believe me. But are you familiar? Well, you must know what a caterpillar is, right?
I do know what a caterpillar is.
Okay. This is nothing like a caterpillar. Literally, it's big. It's like a double-decker bus to a mini. And I would take it. Now, I would say that maybe, just maybe, your father would be familiar with the white worm process. You know, it's a little worm that they put in the bottom of a bottle of tequila. Last person to scull the last skull gets to have the worm, right?
Yikes! Oh my god!
I told you we're a little crazy here. Now, for you, unfortunately, young lady, no alcohol involved, but we will make sure that you've got something to sort of have before, during, maybe afterwards as well. But what you do is you put now get a close up of this, you put the whole body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky, but when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Oh god!
And sound effects from the background as well. We will send you the instructional videos to show you. We're not joking. Tim Steinruck is on. Nice to have you on board, brother man. It's been a minute since we've spoken to you. Believe me. Jeremy says he'll take the challenge. So, okay, you may have somebody to step up for you, your dad.
Yeah, he'll step up for me. I'm not doing it.
Me neither.
Now, I got to inform you. There's a lot of people in here, all taking photos, all participating. Believe me, they've been looking forward to meeting you. And I got to let you know that New Zealand is made up of 3 islands.
Okay.
Right, and a little one right down the very bottom,
Jeremy.
the only island in New Zealand that actually got a name. It's called Stewart. It's a good manly name. Yeah, absolutely. Then whoever named New Zealand after that run out of imagination, called the next one South. And therefore the one following that is called North, right? Yeah, they were brilliant. They really were. They thought everything out very, very well. But on the west coast of the South Island, there's a little place down there called Hokitika, who have a wild foods festival down there. And believe me, Hoo Hoo Grubs are on the menu.
That's in March.
We love to tour our artists around. You see, it's a tradition. Barbara is the manager of a company that brings bands into the country. One-stop shop, literally from bookings to accommodation to literally sound and lighting, you name it. All the logistics are right there with Barbara. And everybody needs a Barbara, I got to be honest. So when we say we would love to be able to bring you in, we try to immerse you a little bit with some of our local culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course the Hoo Hoo Grub thing is part of the Maori culture, which is the traditional folks here in New Zealand. We'll even teach you some te reo, which is some Maori words that you'll be able to go home with. People will think you're swearing at them, but don't worry about it. You know you're not. You know what I mean? Lots of fun they have. Have you ever heard of Queenstown?
I have not.
Okay, and I don't mean Queensland, that's over in Australia. That's the place where all the men over there wear dresses and ride around in fast cars.
Gosh.
Don't worry, we have a love-hate relationship, New Zealand and Australia, you know what I mean? It's a sports thing. I said I wasn't going to get into it, so believe me, we love to be able to give them a little bit of stick. Yeah, it's like the Canadians and the Americans in ice hockey. You know what I mean? That love-hate relationship? Yeah, believe me, it's very prevalent here in New Zealand, it is. But having said that, Terry Mancannon's on board. Brother man, nice to have you on board. And thank you for your best wishes, your light and prayer. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really do. Now, having said that, in Queenstown, it's a kind of a boutique-y kind of place. Prior to the COVID virus thing, all the A-listers from around the world would go down there and just get away. It's a place to hide away from paparazzi, stuff like that. And believe me, Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise, Kevin Costner, all down there, you know, believe me, they're all there. In fact, Shania Twain owns property down there. So you never know who you might run into. But Alex, I've got to be honest with you, you don't want to run into me. No, I'll throw you off a bridge.
Oh my god.
In fact, I'll throw the whole family off a bridge.
Correct.
I haven't done a family yet, I've got to be honest. There's a booking. We have a thing here in New Zealand called bungee jumping.
I am so in for bungee jumping.
Absolutely brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. And you're not Australian, we'll attach the bungee. I told you this might be an interview you might not want to do again, but you know, it's going to be there. Believe me, we would love to be able to take you bungee jumping. At the same time, down there, they have this huge swing that takes you out over this canyon. Fantastic. And if you don't challenge yourself, you're not alive, right?
Right.
Yeah. So after that, we'll take you down to the Shotover River, and down there they have these jet boats. Believe me, these are fantastic machines. They turn them inside out, upside down. Believe me, some of the riverbank there is nothing but wall, and they hit these things really hard, really fast, and they literally turn everything around, and you won't spill your drink. Serious? You won't. In fact, one guy, Alex, said to me, because I said, you won't ever spill your beer. And he goes, why won't I spill my beer? I says, we have lids.
It sounds like fun.
Jeremy's in to embrace the challenge. Tina, just a little bit crazy. Yeah, okay, we are crazy. A little bit more than a little bit. We would love to be able to take you guys skydiving as well. So I'd love to be able to throw you out of a perfectly good plane. What do you reckon?
I'm so in for skydiving. All of that stuff, I'm good. As long as there is, like, I'm a very picky person when it comes to food. So I'm that person that doesn't normally mess with food, but I will jump out of a plane and jump off of a bridge.
I'm right there with you. In fact, I've been doing it for about 37 years. So believe me, a lot of fun. In fact, I've been an instructor over the years as well in doing it. I first learned to do it at the Air Force, so you know, I just continued it on from there. But having said that, and believe me, not so long ago, just in Rotorua, literally, I get a phone call from the airport and they say, hey, listen, we've got some people out here that want to go skydiving. Do you want to take one, you know, first time out of a plane? Yeah, absolutely. So I turn up. Get into my gear. Don't say a thing to anybody. Literally, just sit at a seat way at the back, you know, just watching this couple getting ready. My friend, he goes and introduces himself, and of course they think he's the instructor and trying to figure out how two people are going to get clipped to one man. You know what I mean? He says, don't worry about it. We got you sorted. So they lead him on out to the plane. The plane's all ready to go. And I walk out at the end of it, don't say anything to anybody, and just shuffle my way to the back. Suddenly this guy is getting clipped to me, right? And just as we get to the door to lean outwards, I tap him on the back of the helmet and I says to him, have you been an instructor long?
Oh my god.
He screamed almost all the way down.
That is hysterical. Oh my god.
That's me. That's just the way I am. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
I am. I haven't watched any of it, but I have lots of friends who love Lord of the Rings.
Okay, well, I'll tell you now, about an hour and a half away from this office where we are right now is the original set of Hobbiton. And we would love to be able to take you and Mum and Dad and everybody, have a look through there. Believe me, you'll be able to see the hobbit holes and the wishing stuff and all that sort of stuff. Well, the staff will have to take you because I'm not allowed back in.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's something about a security card going missing. Well, yeah, it did go missing. In fact, I know where it is.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the middle of a lake.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, it happens when you upset me. Literally, the security guard got out of hand. Besides that, Peter Jackson, the producer of...
Trouble.
Well, I went to university with the guy. I can't call him Sir Peter, I can't. I used to get on the beers with the guy. I just, come on. You know, so when they say to you, Grant, you can't come in, I just pick up the phone and say, talk to Peter. Literally. Yeah, Kim, yes, definitely trouble. Definitely. I was born that way. Literally. Now, Alex, do you like to go fish? Do you like to go shopping?
I do love to go shopping.
Brilliant. What about Kim? Is she a shopper as well?
She is quite a shopper too. I think I inherit her shopping traits, except for I'm that person that wants to double everything. So I'm very big on shopping.
You know what? Barbara just lives. She knows all the places to go, literally. So believe me, you're going to love this. Live video interrupted? No, go back. There we go. I wonder why that came up. But believe me, you will love having a look around here in New Zealand. Now, we're thinking maybe about 4, 5 shows here in New Zealand. Make it worthwhile. Why don't we take you over to Australia as well? Do maybe about 8 to 10 shows over there. That way now, it's financially worthwhile.
I think that's fantastic. Some of my favorite musical artists are out of Australia, so that would be amazing too.
Okay, well, believe me, I've worked with a huge amount of Australian artists from around, not only Australia, but believe me, I've been around the world with some of these people, including a couple of bands that only have 4 letters to their name.
Ooh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
One of them kind of has a lightning bolt in between 2 of them, okay?
It's just casually AC/DC.
Yeah. In fact, Philip Rudd, former drummer, only lives about an hour away from where we are here now anyway,
Wow.
and we are very good friends. In fact, the very first lead singer and founder of AC/DC, Dave Evans, is a very close friend of ours. He's coming back for an interview very shortly and going to be in the magazine very shortly too, which I'm going to talk to you about very shortly because believe me, Alex, I would love to introduce you to a magazine. It's all about promoting Alex Freeman and we want to be able to do that. So I'm going to stop, literally, yes, Jeremy, AC/DC, and try one that starts with an I and ends in an S. Has an N and an X in there. Try that one. I was there.
Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, I'm saying to Jeremy, not only AC/DC, but somebody, you know, an Australian band that starts with I, ends in S, has an N and an X in there.
I don't know.
An XS.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Okay, well, believe me, I say research that one. You will absolutely love it. I was their senior engineer 36 months before something happened and we sort of killed off the whole show, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah, literally. we stopped hanging around, didn't we? Whoops.
Oi.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, Jeremy in excess, exactly. Yeah, believe me. Now, having said that, my friend, I want to talk, about somebody.
Yes.
Yes, tell me the story about this, because believe me, Alex, this is over 1,300 requests right now and still climbing. Yes, I've worked with men at work as well, Jeremy, I have. We did concerts here in New Zealand with men at work, and also Spandau Ballet was amongst the same lineup, stuff like that back in the day.
Midnight Oil.
Midnight Oil, yes, exactly, Midnight Oil. Numbers, literally Australian bands, even New Zealand bands, Crowded House, stuff like that. Who's name dropping here? Sorry, Alex, I want to get back to somebody, because believe me, this is more important than my career in the past. I absolutely love this, because we're over 1,300 requests for this. How did you get so successful with this song? Tell me about it.
Well, Somebody is a song that is so vulnerable to me, that touched some topic that I never thought I would be able to write about. I lost someone who was so close to me, and it was due to suicide. And the song I wrote for suicide prevention, and I kept getting sent all of these songs that were about, for the cause. And as I was getting involved with it, they kept sending me these songs, to be able to work with them and have songs that would be just for them. And I listened to so many of them, and I was like, no, what? I have my own story, I have my own experience, and I will write my own song on this, because I have to be able to express how I felt about the situation. And the person that I lost was a really close mentor of mine that really helped me in so many ways. And the song talks about how it's like in the song, it starts off with having that eeriness to it, that you kind of have this ghostly feeling. And it starts off with the skies and more, and having that, talking about I couldn't talk about what happened for at least a year at all. I couldn't even address it. I didn't have anything to say. And after I finally wrote this song, I was able to talk about it and touch on it, and it made it so much easier to realize what happened and talk about it and help other people who have gone through the same thing that I have with losing someone with this song.
I get that. I really, really do. And at the same time, Alex, I got to let you know that you have made a connection with our audio audience. I don't call them fans. I call them an audio audience, because believe me, I would hate to buy them all a beer. I got to be honest. There's that many of them, but they love your work. They really do. So right here at Galaxy, live with Alex Freeman, coming out of Florida, here's Somebody. How are you feeling, Alex? You okay?
Great, yes.
Nice. I know it might be a bit of a marathon for you sitting through this. We've got 2 more to go.
Okay.
Having said that, we love to do these interviews with you and every other artist. We don't play adverts. We're not worried about making money. This is about you and about your songwriting skills, about your music, your rapport with the audience that listens to us. So I really am very humbled, and thank you very much for participating with us here in New Zealand. I really am. Is it dinner time over there right now?
It is right now 7:45, so it is about dinner time, yes.
Well, I tell you what, I won't keep you for too much longer, but what we will do after we do this interview is we'll take some crazy photos, and we'll take some of ourselves, then we'll take some with you, you know what I mean? And Barbara sort of puts them all together. You'll get a copy of these so that you can put them on your phone, on your wallpaper, stuff like that, show your friends. Kiwis, not healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, Barbara will put them together. She'll make them into a movie that she will put together with the interview that we're doing right now. That will all go up on YouTube as well, but you'll get a copy for yourself. and then through the wonders of Barbara's, I don't know how the heck she does it, she will turn it all into a cartoon as well.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's the one thing that makes me look good. Well, look, let's be honest, Alex. I got the perfect face for radio. See that? She's not disagreeing. Sorry, Alex. Dear, dear. Have you had the injections yet? Have you had the jab?
It's been a stand-up
I have not.
comedian. It's what it's
I'm
been
still
other
doing research.
challenges.
Me and my family are doing research on what we feel is going to be the best.
Okay.
I do have an event in New York that is, it is a after party for New York Fashion Week on September 11th. So we are researching which is the best, find which one we feel the most comfortable with, because in New York City they are mandating vaccines right now.
Yeah, I get that. Just don't go for the Russian one. Sputnik. That used to be a space rocket once upon a time. You never know where the heck you might end up.
To be injected with rocket fuel.
Well, it's better than Pfizer.
Look, I've had mine.
Yeah, hold on. Let's go back to the deal.
You should have always I know you did your best to hide the way those behind your eyes, the way they kept you up at night. Galaxy FM.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy. Mark, nice to have you on board, my friend. And believe me, I'm absolutely elated today because I'm talking to Alex Freeman. I've been so looking forward to this from the day I first heard her music. Now, I got to be honest with you, Alex, it's not easy. Even knowing Steve, it's not easy getting an interview here because, believe me, Barbara gets about 30 to 50 bands a day wanting to do what we do here, literally be promoted around the world. 70 odd countries right now tuned in. Now, having said that, once Barbara whittles it down, because, you know, she has an ear for this kind of deal. She works with production, but production, again, whittle it down, because we've only got a certain amount of time in a week to be able to give, you know, the selected artists the amount of time to be able to get their music and their message across. So, you know, 30 bands a day, feel sorry for her, I've got to be honest. But then it goes to a board. Between any given board meeting could be between 8 and 12 people. They've got to approve it. Now, the thing is, they're only interested in our image. You know what I mean? Being around the world in a global station, we have an image and we like to be able to protect that. So it's got to be good music. Then it comes to me. I know nothing about it until it actually comes to me. Now, I get it. Barbara hands it to me in a little USB kind of deal that I Bluetooth to my car stereo. Now, I say my car stereo literally for two reasons. Well, you know, I've got a very good stereo in my car, I've got to be honest. It is awesome. But, you see, I don't get any information with this. It's just the music. Nobody tells me, there's nothing on the screen that says this is the title of the song or the name of the artist. Nothing. That gives me the chance to make up my mind straight away whether or not I want to do the interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the first reason. The second reason is I can't be influenced by anybody to be able to do this, but nobody else wants to drive with me.
Oh no.
It's true, really. Even Barbara, I mean, I've got to be honest with you, she thinks going sideways is weird. And I think that reaction is kind of weird, seeing her son and her grandson are champion car racers that go sideways. But she won't get in the car with me. You see, where we are, we're situated between three major cities here in the North Island, and we're in a little town, a milling town, literally, and of course forestry everywhere. Fire breaks, me in a car, great mix, absolutely. So I go driving and I listen to the music as it comes along. Are you still there?
Yes, yes, I am.
You are, sorry, it's just that you've frozen up with this really funny look on your face. I thought, okay, fair enough. But I go driving in my car and listen to the music. Now, I got to be honest, Alex, when I heard Paper Mask for the very first time, I pulled the car over, put the music back to the start of the song, turned up the music, opened up the doors, took in the scenery around me, and believe me, very picturesque at the time, and just loved it. Tell me about Paper Mask.
Okay, Paper Mask was written in May of 2020 during COVID. When it first hit here in the US, we all were just locking down, and I want to say March, and we were all, everybody was trying to figure out how to work through COVID and not being able to work in person, and everything to do with finding a way online to connect with everyone. And me and my, at the time, consultant found this amazing producing group and co-writers in the band. They are BSD, Beauty School Dropouts is the name of the band, and they are my producers and co-writers. And we wanted to talk on a topic that everybody in the world can relate to. And COVID is the topic that everyone can relate to. We are all going through it, and we are all finding a way through it and working it out. Everything going on with COVID is such a big topic, and everyone can relate to it. So we wanted to work on that. So we were on a Zoom call, and we were talking about how, our experiences there are banned in LA. So, and Orlando, we have very different experiences going on. LA is a much tighter lockdown than Orlando is. So in Orlando, we were already starting to come out of lockdown at the time where LA was locked down until November. So we were talking about that, and we were like, I said, I want to write a song about masks. How we don't really know exactly, we don't really know anything about the virus that we, at the time, and we were trying to figure it out. And they're like, we have no idea where it came from, what happened, what the cause, was anything to do with that. But a piece of paper on your face is going to save your life. And we were like, whoa, okay. I don't know how we got there, but all right. And we were talking about that, and we were like, that's it. That's going to be the title of the song, Paper Mask. So Paper Mask is actually the only song I have released right now. I have a baby coming out on August 27th. So that's pretty soon here. That's the next song after this, after Paper Mask to be released. But we were just overall finding a way to talk on a topic that everyone can relate to, and that is what created Paper Mask.
You know, it blew up our internet straight away. It was one of the very first two that we played here at Galaxy. Steve Baker passed the music on to us, and we absolutely loved it. Poor Sarah in reception basically said to me, Grant, stop playing it, please. I need a break. But it's quite true, she did. So let me introduce this to you. Here is Alex Freeman and Paper Mask. Alex, would you mind if I gave you a call back? You're starting to skip again.
Okay, sounds good.
Be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Unfortunately, the connection sometimes gets a little sticky, so... Hey!
Hi, is it better?
Yeah, it is. Well, a little better anyway. Now, Kim, I got to agree. It works for me, okay? It really does. I don't like to be able to go into an interview without actually doing a little research and finding out who and what I'm listening to. So the first way to listen to it, literally, is know nothing about it and just figure out whether I like it or not. You know what I mean? Now, having worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, I got to let you know that I have an ear for music, and Barbara has a superb ear for music, and she knows what she's looking for in a band. So believe me, she works very, very well with Galaxy and produces so many wonderful interviews. such like Alex Freeman. Now, Alex, apologise, I'm just talking to the people on the interwebby thing. I see here that you've been interviewed by CBS, ABC, NBC, iHeartRadio, and Galaxy Communications. That's not Galaxy 107 though, is it?
No, it's not.
You see, these are all the prelims to the main event now.
Exactly.
I love this, I really do. But believe me, you will be surprised how many are online when we come off this. I'll let you know how many are listening to our interview right now, okay?
Okay.
And believe me, you put all of those people and their listeners together and they still don't match up.
We will need crowd. Do that again?
You put all of their listeners of all CBS, ABC, NBC, iHeartRadio, you put them all together and they still won't match up to how many's online listening to you right now.
Wow.
I promise.
So cool.
I promise. Believe me, we're followed 24 hours a day around the world, literally. Anyway, Feeling Away is next. Are you ready?
Ready.
Nice.
I'm behind a paper mask. Think of what we used to have. Hoping that the grass is greener on the other side.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and hiding behind a paper mask literally is killing it right now. 1,688 requests since we've been playing it, just going ballistic here at Galaxy. Can't seem to get through a breakfast show, and I've got to be honest with you, without playing at least one or two Alex Freeman songs. Now, Alex, our breakfast shows literally are put together on the amount of requests per person, per song, per item, you know what I mean? And production get together, they go through all the stats with reception, everything like that, and we figure out basically our own Pops charts. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Paper Mask at the moment is sitting on number 12 on our charts.
Wow. Oh my God.
Well, eclipsing that, number 6 is Feeling Away. This one went right up the charts, literally, and you're well over 3,500 requests for this particular track. I want to talk about that very, very quickly. But CBS, ABC, NBC, iHeartRadio, and Galaxy Communications, you're very used to having people ask you questions, aren't you?
I am. I have been doing interviews and all kinds of stuff like that since I was super, super young.
You know, I'm kind of hoping that I compare with some of the professionals over your side of the world, at least. I really, fingers crossed, you never know. I'm not, yeah, you never know. But having said that, we like to be able to promote you as much as possible. Now, we would love to be able to introduce you to a good friend of ours who has a magazine coming out of India, 8 million people in his region where he is, and I'm pretty sure he knows them all by first name. To be honest with you, he's very, very popular over there. Would you mind if I got Barbara to introduce you to Jay from Lazy Indie Magazine?
I would adore that. It'd be fantastic.
Brilliant, brilliant. Believe me, Barbara does a wonderful job, and she'll give you a couple of insights of the magazine as well. Believe me, next month, I did mention Dave Evans. Next month, he's going to be the cover boy on there. We also have our very own articles in there as well. We do New Zealand, Australia, Australasia kind of deal. Plus, we recommend a number of bands from around the world to Jay. And believe me, I think he is going to be very flipped out over you, literally. And I describe, literally, I was talking to another DJ in another radio station about you the other day, and he says, how would you describe her? And I says, well, okay, let's put it like this. I think she's a mix between Taylor Swift and Britney Spears in the making. And she's going to eclipse both of those in her career. Now, I think very, very much that you are going to be a Grammy Award winner in the near future. So I'm kind of thinking, let's give you a head start. I would love to introduce you to a Grammy selector. Would you mind?
I would love that.
Okay, well, Thornell Jones Jr. Also just moved to Florida. Literally is a Grammy selector. He's been a very, very close friend of ours for a 7-8 number of years. Literally, I've even done lectures. He's also been a school professor, you know what I mean, and doing lectures on music and stuff like that, and how to work with the Grammys. So I would love to get Barbara to introduce you to Thornell as well, because believe me, I have this feeling, and as I said, I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, some of the best bands in the world, and it's not often that I find something that I think is an absolute gem that I would love to be able to just add a little bit of Galaxy to, that we can help up the ladder. If that's okay with both Kim and Jeremy and yourself, we would love to be able to get behind you.
That'd be fantastic. I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Well, believe me, the amount of requests that came in for Feeling Away just blew us away. Literally, you know, it's fantastic. It's not stopping. It's going and going and going. It's growing a momentum of its own, literally. And I am all about finding out how this has happened. Tell me about Feeling Away.
Okay, Feeling Away, I wrote in November of 2020, and I was working with my amazing producer, Happy, who works with some amazing artists such as Chris Brown and so many more that I can't even think of. Like, he's worked with Drake, I believe, like so many amazing people, and I had the honor of working with him. And we had written a song, a couple, like the day before, we had written a song with a couple co-writers, and we recorded that. It took 2 days to record. And that night that we finished recording the song before, I was like, okay, well, let's write that one. He goes, well, nobody's here. I don't play any instruments. And I was like, well, I do. Like, let me get a MIDI keyboard. Let me get a guitar. Let's pull out the drums. Let's work on this song. So we are sitting down, and we come up with a topic of like, feel like you really like someone and they like that you feel in a way and you like just can't get over them. And we're like, ooh, this is such a great topic, feeling away. So we're laying down chords and we are working together, and we're in and out of the studio. And overall, the song took about 2 hours to write and record. And the song is such, like, I love the vibe of the song. It's so, like, I love, like, how the snaps come in and it, like, keeps it upbeat and it gives, like, this good energy. And I love this song so much, and I can't wait till I'll be actually able to full-on release this song.
You know, right here at Galaxy, we are in absolute awe of the amount of response that this song has generated, literally. And I got to be honest with you, it is absolutely snowballing here at Galaxy, guaranteed. Can't get through a breakfast show without playing Alex Freeman and Feeling Away. Gosh, it's hot in here. And what's the temperature there, Alex?
The temperature is 99 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's warm.
Okay, that's warm. Yeah, that's warm. Literally. We are in Celsius here, not Fahrenheit, and it's about 15 degrees. Just like, you see, we haven't actually felt like it's been a winter here, to be honest. It's been very, very hot here in New Zealand. But down the bottom of the South Island, down by Stewart, it's closer to the South Pole, so they get snow, ice, sleet and stuff like that. That's where I went to university, and I was happy to get away from there. Literally. I like the warmth, I'm sorry, I do.
I'm from upstate New York, so like quite a few hours away from the city, and we're actually pretty close to Canada. So it was really, really cold there. It's one of the like snowiest and rainiest places in the United States. It's very dark. It's beautiful in the fall and in end of summer, but here in Florida, the weather is just 1,000 times better.
Nice, nice. Jackie Guy's on board. Nice to have Jackie. Hello, Jackie. Welcome back again. It is an absolute pleasure to have you back. You don't have alligators over there, do you?
We do. We have lots and lots of alligators.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy the other day and he says, oh, as part of our culture, you have to come over and wrestle one. I was like, no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't need boots or a belt that badly, I'm sorry.
No, Florida is crazy. There's some like bizarre people here that I don't understand. The fact wrestling an alligator is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't know. Where's rational decision making come in there?
There is none, but yet again, I mean, people go out and capture snakes as well, don't they? I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We don't have anything like that.
Yeah, no, believe me, we the most dangerous thing in New Zealand is probably my mind.
It's actually a poisonous spider, but you
Yeah,
never see it.
yeah, we have a poisonous spider, but you know, I mean, it's a daddy longlegs for goodness sake.
No, it's a caterpillar. It's
Or a
bird.
caterpillar.
But you
Yeah,
never
a
see it.
caterpillar.
Never in my life have I seen a caterpillar.
You've never seen a caterpillar?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Go down to the South Island. I'll show you where there's some.
No, I don't. No, it's so cold down.
Believe me, there is.
No, we're in lockdown. We can't go.
No, we can't.
So there you go.
We're lucky though. We are essential workers. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm absolutely elated to be talking to Alex Freeman, coming out of Florida. Now, Alex, this about wraps it up for us for the interview, first initial one, but I do have to ask you, are you still writing, are you recording, are you, putting down new tracks? Will you come back again and release some with us?
Absolutely. I have so many new songs that I'm working on. I have over 55 that I wrote during the pandemic, and I have so many more. Those are my finished songs. Those are 55 finished. So I have so many more coming, and I would love to sing them to you guys.
You know, that really, really makes me happy because, believe me, Alex, I'm becoming a very big fan very, very quickly. Now, as I said to you, I am an engineer. I'm not only a studio engineer, front of house engineer as well, also a DJ. So I don't listen to music like fans would listen to music, if you know what I mean. I kind of break it down into increments and everything like that. Now, first of all, I got to ask you, who was your engineer and where did you get this work recorded?
Okay, so Feeling Away was actually, we didn't really have an engineer. Me and my producer, Happy, on Feeling Away, we were sitting and we were working on it together. We were like, okay, I would help with like, what I felt needed to be, like whatever I felt like we needed to boost. Like, I'm a person who loves a great bass line, drums, and 808. That is what I feel needs to be super loud, and then have my vocal up front, and then I love strings, so if we can incorporate like strings or like a synth that sounds similar to it, I want it. So we were like, okay, let's add this here and here and here, and we produced it and engineered it together.
You know, as an engineer, I think you've done a superlative job. I really, I can't fault it. This is it. And believe me, I listen to music to be able to see where the blemishes are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't fault this work. I really can't. At the same time, I would love to introduce you to a young lady. Her name is Ashley Pater, coming out of Canada, and she's making huge inroads over there. I think you two are very, very similar. I really do. And you know, she also is, well, she's the darling of Galaxy, and I think she's got a bit of competition now, I got to be honest, because we have another darling of Galaxy. Ashley, is somebody who produces her own music, makes her own music, everything like that. Just recently was in Toronto. Huge deal for women in rock and music over there, and a big deal over there. In fact, I'll get Barbara to send you a few snippets of that because, believe me, I think you will absolutely find her fascinating as well. You never know, you might be able to write a song or something together. You know what I mean?
Right, yes.
You never know. But at the same time, you never know where this might take you. And believe me, we love Alex as well, as Ashley as well. Now, Alex, we're going to have to wrap this up. Unfortunately, we are going a little over time, and we do have a few things we have to go and follow up on the government at the moment. And believe me, the Prime Minister is going to be going on television soon, letting us know where we stand. So I really must thank you so much for joining us here in New Zealand. Also, lovely to meet Kim, and also your good dad Jeremy as well. And I just got one more question. How the heck did you meet Steve Baker?
How did I meet Steve Baker? I met him through my consultant who I work with, and he helped me meet so many amazing people. And I met him in my writing trip in March of this year. I went to Nashville, and I was so lucky to be able to meet Steve Baker, and he helped with the music video for Your Mask, which is a 80s movie that's based around the 80s movie Lost Boys, and he helped push that and work with that, and he got me this amazing interview. So I met him through my writing trip and my consultant.
Well, this man works tirelessly for his people. He really, really does. Next time you see him, do me a favour, Alex. Give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
A poke in the Maybe. I have to see. Maybe.
Even if you need to get a box to stand on, give him a poke in the eye for me. Because we love him. We really, really do. And Alex, please don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to take a few photos and a few bits and pieces. You will get everything, literally, that we've done this morning. So I thank you, and I so look forward to catching up with you again in the near future. And believe me, we've still got a couple of things that we're going to talk about, including the Galaxy Artist page. We would love you to be able to put everything on there, no matter what you do. Put it on the Galaxy Artist page. It's all about promoting you. Even if it's just the opening of a shoebox, you know what I mean? Put it up there, literally.
Yes, thank you so much.
There are so many people go and have a look in there. You never know. It could be a venue, could be a label, anything. Everybody goes and has a look in there. So please, 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 it's free. Make use of it. It's there for you.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, I'll switch back over to the other channel right now, to the other studio. Here's Seals and Crofts from back in the day, Diamond Girl. You're right here at Galaxy. Have a very happy and successful day. See you tomorrow, always in Radioland.